This is UFO Buster Radio, UFO Report number 9. Cue the music. Hey, welcome to UFO Buster Radio, episode number 9. And as you see in the title, what we have is that someone by the name of Tyler Glocknerd has done it again. Mr. Glocknerd jumped on a story way too fast, way too soon, and made a molehill out of an anthill. And you might have seen this story about this mysterious object that was circling around the skies of the UK. So let's listen to Tyler first before we get into this. Robo-O, before we play that clip, sound the alarm.
Radical ufologist alert. Radical ufologist alert. Radical ufologist alert.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with SecureTeam, and I am officially back from vacation. It's good to be back, I missed you guys. And so, there's a ton of stuff to catch up on that I will be catching up on in future videos this week. But first, I want to start out with this new piece of UFO footage that just occurred over England and was first reported by Somerset Live News with the headline, UFO spotted hovering over Cley Hill near Frome. The video taken by a Frome resident shows a streak of light circling over the National Trust-owned land in Corsley. And so what's really stunning about this clip is it's not your normal, typical UFO sighting where you just have a faint light or object sitting in the sky. This thing is doing circles. It's doing strange maneuvers. And apparently the location of where it was sighted is a hotspot for UFOs on the edge of Longleat Estate in Warminster. And the resident who took this believes the streak of light could be one of those many UFOs that have been seen over the years. Now, we have no confirmation as to what exactly this was, so it does remain an unidentified flying object. And as it happens, as I was just going through the list of emails that I have to catch up on, I received a much closer clip of this UFO. So check this out and we'll talk more in just a second.
Ain't nobody has time for this, Manny.
Yeah, Robo-O, I agree completely. Ain't nobody has time for this. So let's give you the backstory. Apparently, a resident in the Cley Hill area near Warminster, Somerset, in the area, in the little town of Frome, reported recording this video, and of course it was picked up by the Express UK. But what Tyler failed to see beyond the video was the fact that the individual that recorded this actually stated in the report that he thought that this was more a conventional type of aircraft and not necessarily something that was coming in from 4.2 far. As a matter of fact, to quote the individual who sent in the video, what he said was probably a drone with a fancy flame tail or something. It's been spotted a few times locally. Now wait, the guy is telling you, Tyler, that this is fake news. That even though he said this is a UFO and he really could not identify what it was, that it's happened quite a few times and he thinks that it was a drone. But the individual from Frome was not the only one to jump on this article when it first came out. Scott Brando from the hoax-busting website UFO Interest also came forward and suggested at the time that this was either a kite or an acrobatic aircraft. Scott said that probably this aircraft has some kind of pyrotechnics being pulled behind it or shooting out of it to give it this weird trail that you see in the video. And listen, I've got the article link inside of this description along with Mr. Glock Nerd's video itself. I mean, hey, listen, you might as well look at it and see what's going down. So it turns out that after this article was posted and this video went viral, thanks to our friends at SecureTeam10, AeroSPARX, an aircraft aerobatic team that performs at air shows across Europe, came forward with an explanation to the video. Apparently, they were out there flying aerobatically right by Frome and testing out some maneuvers. Apparently, the plane that they used is actually not allowed to fly at night. Probably because of all the sightings it creates. All the people saying there's a UFO in the sky. That's why the plane was out there during the daytime. And you know, in a lot of ways, I can't blame Tyler Glock Nerd for this because it is a weird video. My problem here is that why not wait? Why not do a little bit more searching about previous reports in the area before you claim that this is a UFO of unusual origin? He also then compared it to a so-called meteor from way back when that he had on his episode, on his channel, that had the same similar behavior. And that when he looked at a close-up video that he received from a fan of SecureTeam10, that the video showed that this object split in two towards the end of the clip. I mean, honestly, research goes a long way, and making assumptions is really all about clickbaiting and making sure that you feed the need for people to believe. So epic fail, SecureTeam10. You guys out there who are listening to this, if you have time, take a look at the video, take a look at the article, because if even the Express UK is saying that the guy initially said this is probably some kind of known aircraft, it makes no sense that SecureTeam10 just ran with it the way they did. Alright folks, so before we get to the next story that I have out of Washington, I just want to say, number one, UFO Buster Radio won't be live this coming Sunday because the Moonraker is going on the road, taking a little bit of time off to hang out with the fam, and so I just won't be here to conduct a live or recorded episode. The other thing is that the co-host contest ends in 7 days, so you got 1 week to post your recording of your 5 minutes or less rant on the Facebook page of UFO Buster Radio. So it's easy to find it, UFO Buster Radio, facebook.com/UFO Buster Radio, no spaces. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a ton of fun. There's no reason why you shouldn't do it, unless you're nervous, which don't be nervous because even though people call me a douche, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun, and you'll be able to get out here and share your opinion with the people that matter. And that's the everyday people. All right, so the next thing that we have here in UFO News, episode number 9, is we have a concentrated amounts of reports out of the state of Washington. And these reports have to do with a TRB. 4 different reports were submitted to NUFORC, the National UFO Reporting Center. And these reports started just a little bit after midnight on May the 16th. The first report on May 16th, just after midnight, over the city of SeaTac, was a 3-second sighting. So from in between scattering clouds, a small shape, triangle, dark and no lights. So this, of course, according to the report, was at midnight. So I'm kind of having a hard time with this report. However, let's move on. May 18th, Spokane Valley, TR3B, a large plane being followed by a triangular-shaped craft. 519, Everett, Washington, black triangular object floating upwards in the sky near I-5. Too large to be a kite, it finally disappeared out of sight. 519, 49 minutes later, triangular shape, this one was seen 15 to 20 minutes, huge triangle ship with 2 smaller ships. So there you go, some TR3B action going on in Washington over a period of 3 days. And you could just imagine how many reports were not submitted because people really don't know where to submit them to. And as we heard in the news report on 60 Minutes, anything that goes into the FAA is going to be sent over to Big Bad Bigelow's organization. So it's not going to make it to NUFORC. So I'm sure there were probably other reports that were collected elsewhere for these TR3Bs that were harassing the citizens of the state of Washington. Lastly, I want to add this. If you're looking to do research and really look at data that is being supplied by everyday people to sites like NUFORC, I recommend that you take the time to visit nuforc.org and look at a reporting center. It is fantastic because you can look these reports up by the shape, by the date, and I can tell you just at a glance that so far in the month of May there were 323 reports. And really, the sightings hover around 300 to 400 from month to month. Except for 1 month, November of 2015, there is a significant spike to 902 sightings. It's a great site to go to if you want to do some research. Maybe drop all this information into a database and look for patterns. Don't miss out. Now, the only thing about the website is not really, it's not updated as frequently as I would like and probably you. But nonetheless, unlike MUFON, the database is free and you're not going to be paying an arm and a leg just to get the details. So that's it. Episode number 9 of the UFO News in the can. Don't forget, Sunday is going to be a replay and I hope you enjoy it. I'm thinking of bringing back episodes with Big O on it, being that a few people have been asking about Big O and his whereabouts. With that said, sayonara, have a good weekend, catch you next week. Ciao.